Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another pre-market watch list here on the Boiler Room. Thank you guys all for joining in. So it does appear as if we're going to have a few good plays here, definitely. One of the biggest ones that I'm watching is WATT, which is Watt. They have some pretty cool news out, some pretty good news out. Watching TEUM as well. That one's starting to give way and break down, but I think that one will still definitely be in play. I'll be keeping RIOT on watch and then even FTFT. But really, those are just the kind of the few that I was looking at here this morning. What's up, Peter from Holland? Mr. Cornut, thank you for joining in. Daniels, good to see you guys all. Joel, good to see you guys are always tuning in. I appreciate that support, guys. So definitely some good stocks to watch. Today's Wednesday. Really slow. I mean, not too slow, but it was pretty slow. And I think today we're going to see a lot more volatility and a lot more volume in the market, considering Christmas was Monday, then we had Tuesday, which was yesterday, and now we're here. So I think we're definitely on picking up and pace a little bit more. There's a lot of definitely some more traders back in the mix. So Nick, good morning. Joe, Zarif, Daniels, Dennis, good morning to you guys. So let's go ahead, share the screen, kind of give you an idea as far as what I'm looking at here. I just so actually happened to come across FTFT was just like on my stock chart, but if I look at this correctly, this looks pretty weak. All right. To be honest, I'm kind of thinking FTFT. I just looked at this like 2 seconds ago, but just based on the chart, I think this one's going to come down a little bit here as the bell opens. It looks like it's pretty weak. It's not really going higher. It's kind of just trading sideways. And a lot of times when they're just trading sideways like this, they tend to kind of just dump out of the gates. So in reality, I'm kind of looking at FTFT now for a potential short from about 6 down to 6 or 550, then maybe even 5. Just based on what I'm seeing here. That's maybe what I'm thinking. The price is a little bit extended. Do I think it's going to come all the way back down to its support of 350? No, I don't. But I do think that it's possible we're going to see a pullback. With this big, long upper wick here, when it popped up to 8, was that yesterday? Yeah, it was. Yeah, when it popped up to 8, and now it's just kind of trending down. I definitely think we could see this come down some more. You can see it kind of has a little bit of a support here, like right on this 580, you could say. Very close to there. So I'm going to be watching that level. I'm going to be watching this 580. I'm going to be watching FTFT today for a dump out of the gates. The volume might be a little less on it today than it was yesterday, of course. You see this big move. But I think it would be smart to keep FT on watch for a short here this morning. Let's see, from Illinois is good. All right, now let's look at WATT here, because this is kind of the one that I'll be watching very closely today. So if you haven't taken the time to read the news on them, you really should, because it's actually pretty cool. So apparently, just to give you a brief breakdown, this company has created a completely wireless charging unit. They created a charger that's completely wireless. And somehow it uses like radio frequency, and it's able to charge phones and smaller devices. Nothing too big, but it's able to actually charge devices from about 3 feet away. So you won't need to plug it in. You could essentially be holding your phone or your earphones or whatnot in your hand or in your pocket, and then your phone would be charging. So that's a big step in the tech world for sure. So this news broke yesterday during after hours trading. So during after hours, the news broke, stock popped up, and it didn't sell off. And now it's actually running into pre-market, which tells me that that news is so strong that it was able to keep its highs after hours and continue up this morning. So let's see. So definitely some interesting news. Now, something to be mindful of is the stock was $9 a share. Now it's doubled itself up to $18 a share. So ideally, I kind of think what we're going to see is a little bit of profit taking up until the bell, or right when the bell rings, we'll probably see a little bit of a wash, and then we'll start running again. So I'm looking at WATT long, because I would expect there to be some profit taking when the bell opens, and we'll probably see this come down some more, maybe even catch itself down towards 17 on that whole dollar mark, right at 17. But I do expect to see WATT maybe continue to the upside. It may completely come down, I don't know, but based on this news, it's really strong. It held up after hours, continued pre-market. There is a lot of people that have made a lot of money so far. So you would expect that some of those people are going to lock in some of their profits, which in turn will cause a little bit of red coming into the trading day when we open up in the market. But if the news is strong enough, we might pick back up in steam and go for a red to green, and then continue to run. So definitely consider that as some possibility here. Okay. Now the other one was that. So WATT, TEUM. Let's cover that one here, and I'll take a look at NBFY. So yesterday, shares got halted on TEUM. I think it was either pending news or it got something. I wasn't really watching it when it happened, but I know that it did happen. But basically, news broke that they're going to be implementing. They're implementing something about blockchain or cryptocurrency? Okay, yeah. So something about blockchain settlement offering, and so it sounds like TEUM has something to do. Oh, that's what it is. I remember it now. I read it this morning. Basically, their company is going to start allowing for payments, it sounds like, to be made with cryptocurrency, and for people to make transactions on their cloud network with cryptocurrency soon or in the near future. And the stock went from $1.50 all the way to basically $4 here pre-market. So it continued up after hours, it continued up pre-market, but now it's dumping out. Okay. So what we're looking for here is we're looking to see is so here's the thing is earlier it was holding up support right on this pivot point. It's holding up basically right there on this like $3 and $20, $3.20 mark, $3.18 mark. And then it eventually broke down below 3. So really what we're going to watch for is to see if TEUM at some point can continue to hold the support. We're going to see if this is the bottom, right? We want to see if that's the bottom. And if it is, and it doesn't go lower when the bell opens, we may have ran to the bottom here pre-market. Pre-market, we may have already dumped out enough to the point where it's no longer trying to go lower. So when the market opens, we'll get a push higher. Now, are we going to push all the way back up to $4? Maybe throughout the day, possible. Right in the morning on one candle, probably not. But I definitely think with the news that TEUM has, the move that made pre-market, along with the move that it made yesterday and into after hours trading, and then the move that it made here to the downside, I think we're getting very close to the bottom on TEUM for right now. I think we're starting to build up a support. You can see it bounced here, tried to reverse, and it came down, and now it's holding up support there again. So what I'm going to look for, and we need to look for, is if TEUM is going to break down below this 288 level. If it breaks 288, it's not done dropping. So right now I'm looking for a reversal trade or a bounce play on TEUM. I might short it, but here's the thing. I don't really want to short it anymore because it's already dropped so much. So I don't feel as if there's too much more downside that the stock is going to give us. It might give us a lot more to the downside, even to 250. But in reality, I kind of want to take TEUM long. I want to see a bounce play. I want to see a reversal. And it will happen. There will be some type of reversal. I'm just hoping for sooner than later. So here's the deal. If it does want to continue down, I will short it with a target of 250 initially, which was kind of where the VWAP was yesterday. If it bottoms out and it wants to go long, then we can look to long and maybe look for a break above $3, back above that whole dollar mark there at 3. Okay. And then Mike, I just approved quite a few people on the Facebook group, so I think you'll be in there now, Mike. So that's TEUM. Okay. Now I'll take a look here at NVFY. Yeah, so when it had some news, something like that. Okay, so here, everyone is releasing news about joining blockchain and cryptocurrency because everyone knows that that's what's making stocks move right now. Okay, right? So it is moving, right? That is good. I don't know. You'd have to read the news a little bit more. Let's see. Announces launch of digital community delivered products and user experience built on blockchain. Okay, so yeah, that's good news based on the market we're in right now. But you also got to look at this, right? We gapped up very high but came right back down. So that tells me that investors aren't really treating that news too strong, or else we would continue to be holding up. Okay. But I do think NVFY is a good stock to keep on watch. Okay, not maybe a guarantee, but definitely something to keep on your watch list here this morning. With the news that it has had, it's very possible that we can see this continue. Okay. Ramos, or with the marijuana stocks, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't follow marijuana stocks, to be honest. But let's just say that, you know, something in the law goes into effect in California. If that does start affecting stocks, we'll know about it. We'll see them moving, and there'll be headlines, and that's what we wait for. That's why I don't anticipate things like that. I just wait for the stocks to start moving and then read the news and be like, okay, this is why it's moving. It's legitimate news. It has a reason to move, but I'm not going to put my money in any of those stocks in hopes that that law or any of these upcoming laws in the future will affect an upward movement on those prices, right? I'd rather wait for confirmation that, in fact, these stocks are moving because of the news, and then we trade them. So, and then other than that, I have RIOT. RIOT is the last one on the watch list, which is just completely dumping out. Really didn't see this coming. To be honest, I didn't see any of that happening there. Okay. Now, I don't know if this might be because maybe it's because like Bitcoins might be going through a pullback phase or something like that. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin was up at 16.5, pulled all the way down to 15. So that might be a reason as to why we're seeing this drop off. But I would just keep RIOT on watch. With Bitcoin being up, the hype is now built back into Riot and the blockchain sector. But as you can see here, if this is doing what I think it's doing, we should see this keep coming down. This would be very similar to what I mentioned on XNET not too long ago, right here, right, where we came down very hard, we popped up, and then we kept coming down. So we initially moved high, we pulled back and dumped out, retraced, and then we continue in that direction. And that's what I think we're seeing with RIOT at this point. Is it just kind of pulled back very hard. Now we're popping up to like 34, and now we're going to continue back down. I think that's what we're seeing right now. So right now I will keep RIOT on watch for a short. Right now it's down quite a bit, so I would look to maybe see if it's going to bounce around the $30 mark here. But after this big sell-off here, I would expect that maybe there's going to be a morning pop, short sellers covering their position, etc., and then we'll see it continue down some more. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the marijuana stocks are Canadian companies. Yes, that's true. Wow, that's awesome. So yeah, that's definitely something to note. Like, you know, saying that the weed will become legal in Canada in 2018 or July. That means we should probably keep an eye on it, right? Intel player, yeah, Riot does look exactly like a Head and Shoulders. I forgot to mention that, but if you look here, basically a Head and Shoulders from, don't even count this part, just from here, right? Pop up, right? There's the first shoulder, there's the head, and then we come down, there's the second shoulder, and then we go down like that, all right? That's actually a pretty spot on Head and Shoulders pattern. So definitely watch for nice. Definitely watch for Riot to keep coming down. Sorry about that. So that's really all I'm watching here. Just TEUM, WATT, and RIOT. I don't really have much more on my watch list. Just with those stocks, I should be able to do just fine today. NET's losing volume, becoming more and more irrelevant to me, really. So not too crazy about that. FTFT is still kind of just hanging out, looking like it really, really wants to come down. Definitely watch this. I think we'll definitely see FTFT really just sink right out of the gates, guys. So we definitely keep that one on watch. But yeah, that's all we got here this morning on the watch list. So thank you guys once again for tuning in. Once again, all the links are in the description below. If you'd like to follow along with just a recap on the watch list, I put it up on the Facebook group, and then also the link to the trading course is below. So if you want to join into that, and then 2 times a week we do group mentoring, unless it gets canceled or I'm busy or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, there you go. Oh, also, in the Facebook group, if you go in the Facebook group, the top pinned post, it doesn't show it, but if you click more, it'll kind of like expand. And then there's also a link to join into the free version of the chat room, so you can also get into a stock trading chat room for free, right? So go ahead, check that out. Also, yes, the Gains channel. First red day was yesterday on FTFT. I didn't mention that, but you are right. It had the first red day. So that's also another reason why I'm watching that one, right? For sure. So I will see you guys all tomorrow, okay? Take care.